Online, on demand at WCLUradio.com.
And good morning live. Here we are on WCLU getting this Wednesday Hump Day edition going for you. And we're going to start things off with taking a look at our forecast. Could see some rain. Ray Stajic tells us more from the Weather Channel.
The forecast not great for this hump day. Scattered showers and thunderstorms, not only this morning but into the afternoon hours, may have a tendency to lessen up a little bit later, 84. Overnight tonight, a stray shower thunderstorm is possible early, 67. And tomorrow, less coverage on the rainfall, but still not a zero chance of rain. A mix of clouds and sunshine, isolated showers and thunderstorms, 88. Friday, a nice dry day, cloud, sun, upper 80s. And the weekend, at least at this point, looks about 50-50. Saturday, cloud, sun, upper 80s. Sunday, a few thunderstorms possible with highs in the upper 80s. I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic from the Weather Channel on WCLU, your home for local.
Thank you, Ray. Taking a look at the constant coverage in-studio radar, as you can see right there, we don't have anything just yet, but you can see it's all around us up to the north and the west of us right now. Bowling Green getting hit pretty decent with some showers right there. Also taking a look at the current conditions, we are at 88% humidity, winds are calm, and the barometer is at 30.01. No precipitation in our rain gauge over the last 24 hours, but that could change today. In local news at this hour, yesterday the Glasgow Police Department conducted a traffic stop on N.L. Rogers Wells Boulevard for a vehicle without an illuminated rear license plate. During the stop, Officer Clark noticed a subject in the back seat identified as William Milby and had prior knowledge that he had an active bench warrant for his arrest, and it was confirmed that he did have 2 warrants. Officer Clark located a syringe, 2 glass pipes, and methamphetamine. William Milby, age 43 of Hart County, was arrested and charged with possession of a controlled substance, first degree, first offense, methamphetamine, and possession of drug paraphernalia. That arrest was made by Officer Jonathan Clark. Methamphetamine is the word of the week when it comes to the Glasgow Police Department, with 3 more meth arrests in the last week. Also on yesterday, the Glasgow Police Department conducted a traffic stop on South Green Street. Officer Michael Bergen made contact with the driver, Richie Lawson, and confirmed that his operator license was suspended. Officer Bergen located a syringe and a small baggie containing a white powdery substance. Richie Lawson, age 31 of Burkesville, was arrested and charged with driving on a DUI suspended license, first offense, possession of drug paraphernalia, possession of a controlled substance, first degree, first offense, drug unspecified, and tampering with physical evidence. The arrest was made by, again, Officer Michael Bergen and assisted by Officer Jonathan Clark. Then on Sunday, the Glasgow Police Department conducted a traffic stop on Donley Drive, made contact with the driver, and received consent to search of the vehicle while officers were conducting the search. Ashley Vaughn admitted to officers that she had methamphetamine inside her purse. Officers located methamphetamine, 3 needles, and other drug paraphernalia. Ashley Vaughn, 23 of Glasgow, was arrested and charged with possession of a controlled substance, first degree, first offense, methamphetamine, and possession of drug paraphernalia. The arrest was made by Sergeant Jesse Barton and assisted by Officer Tommy Corbin. Also on Friday, the Glasgow Police Department conducted a traffic stop on North Ray Street and made contact with driver, and Officer Houchins explained that he had a detected odor of marijuana coming from the vehicle as he approached it. Officer Houchins had all subjects to exit the vehicle while he and Officer Bergen searched that vehicle. During the search, officers located methamphetamine, hydrocodone, rolling papers, and marijuana. Misty Davis, age 24 of Glasgow, was arrested and charged with possession of marijuana, possession of a controlled substance, first degree, first offense, methamphetamine, possession of a controlled substance, first degree, first offense, drug unspecified, and possession of drug paraphernalia. That arrest was made by Officer Nick Houchins and assisted by Officer Michael Bergen. More local news when we continue here on WCLU.
TJ Sampson, providing TLC, Total Local Care, 24/7. My husband and I were both admitted to TJ Sampson. They were so good to us, and we will always go back to TJ, your local healthcare provider. Total Local Care, 24/7.
Why the name Fire Pit Spirits? Because your beverage of choice is meant to be enjoyed with good friends, celebrating life, happiness, or just the end of a hard week of work. And, as always, it's meant to be consumed responsibly. So, whatever you're celebrating, gather round your fire pit Because good times are made with the ones you choose to keep in your circle. Fire Pit Spirits. Best selection, best service, best friends.
The university scientists have long hypothesized, where does the magic man get his magic? The phenomenon that is the magic man is considered one of the great wonders of science. Truth be told, there is no science greater than magic. And that's why the mystery remains.
Hi, I'm Eddie Bruner, and yes, technically I am the magic man, but there's no magic to it. It's honesty, knowledge, and paying the best prices I can pay.
Securities involves risks.
In more local news at this hour, more information from the Glasgow Police Department, this time good news. The Glasgow Police Department is pleased to announce that they have received a certificate of accreditation after having fulfilled all of the accreditation standards established by the Kentucky Association of Chiefs of Police. Accredited departments benefit from the use of consistent and proven procedures, clearly outlined policies, and effective practices. In addition, accreditation serves to create a feeling of confidence throughout the community that their police department recognizes the importance of establishing and maintaining as high a degree of effectiveness and professionalism as possible. Receiving the award was Glasgow Mayor Dick Doty, along with Sergeant Terry Flatt and Major Eddie Lindsay. This is the fourth time that the department has received this certificate, as it is good for a period of 4 years. Also at the ceremony, Glasgow Police Chief Guy Howie was sworn in as Sergeant-at-Arms at Kentucky Association of Chiefs of Police. Congratulations to the Glasgow Police Department. In traffic news today, Kentucky Department of Transportation has let WCLU local news know about I-65 southbound in Hardin County, where contract crews will continue working toward the completion of new bridges along I-65 widening project tonight by setting bridge beams over the Nolin River. Work will require closure of the southbound right lane at Glendale, exit 86, beginning at 7 p.m. tonight. Motorists will be able to access exit 86, but will not be able to re-enter I-65 southbound. In order to do so, motorists will have to travel US 31W southbound to Kentucky 84 and re-enter I-65 southbound at the Sonora interchange. Left lane traffic will go through and will not be affected. Motorists must make a lane decision before reaching the exit 91 interchange. All closures will be removed each night by midnight. And the Glasgow-Barron County Chamber of Commerce is excited to announce that there will be a groundbreaking at Federal Mogul, which is located at 20 Aberdeen Drive, this Friday at 8 a.m. For WCLU Local News, I'm Wes Royce reporting. Right now, it is 6:15, 74 degrees. Here's Kentucky News Network.
From the Kentucky News Network, I'm Jaleesa Chapman. Federal authorities are still searching for a man who threatened the president and a Southern Kentucky war hero.
27-year-old Sean Christie is wanted by the FBI for allegedly threatening President Trump, police officers, and most recently, Medal of Honor recipient and Kentuckian Dakota Meyer. Christie's pickup truck was found in Adair County, not far from Meyer's home. A federal warrant was issued in June after Christie threatened a district attorney, saying, quote, "I promise I'll put a bullet in your head as soon as I put one in the head of President Donald J. Trump." I'm Haley Hansen.
A lawyer for Graves County Sheriff says they are aware of a drug investigation, but they are not offering any details. Graves County Sheriff Dwayne Redmond's lawyer Tuesday released a statement saying the sheriff is seeking treatment for a number of health issues, and Redmond is still serving as sheriff. The Kentucky State Police's Drug Enforcement Unit Tuesday confirmed that they are looking into accusations against the sheriff. The leaders of some Kentucky nonprofits are upset about the state's new 6% service tax. On July 1st, a new law went into effect, increasing the number of new services for which providers will be required to charge sales tax. Rachel Childress, the CEO of Lexington's Habitat for Humanity, tells WKYT there will be an impact on funding.
And then the impact of having to raise additional funds to make up for it, or to explain it to folks that they are going to have to pay these different things. We've had to redo materials.
This comes on the heels of a state Supreme Court decision stating that nonprofit organizations are exempt only from property tax. And Kentucky's Agriculture Commissioner says the state's farmers donated more than $612,000 to the AG Tag program in the past fiscal year. Commissioner Ryan Quirrell says the amount donated was the second highest total in the program's history. I'm Jaleesa Chapman.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
For fast, easy, and secure electronic banking, Community Trust has a wide variety of banking services to meet your needs, including internet banking, bill pay, and mobile banking. We now have even more great services like Apple Pay, make payments directly from your smartphone, and People Pay, a fast, easy, secure way to send and receive money from your smartphone. Visit us on the internet to learn more at ctbi.com. That's ctbi.com.
Community Trust Bank, building communities built on trust. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
It's the Kentucky State Fair presented by Rallies, August 16th through 26th. From big music acts to amazing rides, we've got great summer vibes. Get a half-price State Fair parking code and limited edition souvenir cup at any Rallies through August 15th. Visit kystatefair.org. It's the Kentucky State Fair presented by Rallies, August 16th through the 26th. From big music acts on the Texas Roadhouse Concert Series stage to rides, food, and a World's Championship Horse Show, we've got great summer vibes for all ages. For tickets, visit kystatefair.org.
South Central Kentucky Monuments in Glasgow wants you to know that if you've recently lost a loved one or if you're thinking about a pre-need monument, they're here to make the process as stress-free as possible. With plenty of examples and a multitude of custom options, South Central Kentucky Monuments has the ability to offer you exactly what you want or help steer you in the right direction based on your preferences. Let my friends David, Jerry, and Adam Jesse provide the service and craftsmanship you deserve. To learn more, visit southcentralkymonuments.com. In area funeral announcements at this hour, Rosa Marie Ann Lopez, age 5 months, of Lafayette, Tennessee, passed away Sunday at T.J. Sampson Community Hospital. She was born March the 5th in Glasgow to Marcelo Antonio Lopez, Chuck and Ricky Neal Lozier, both of whom survive. In addition to her parents, she is survived by her grandmother, Wendy Morgan of Tompkinsville, and Aunt Celeste Calihoa, and Uncle Jose Salcedo. Graveside services will be conducted on Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. at the Old Soldier Cemetery in Tompkinsville. Father Victor Subb will officiate the service. Burial will follow in the Old Soldier Cemetery. In lieu of flowers, the family requests donations be made to the funeral home for funeral expenses. Those can be made at the office of Strode Funeral Home in Tompkinsville. Thelma Childress Thompson, age 96, of Cub Run, passed away Monday at Signature Healthcare in Cavernum. She was born in Edmonson County and a member of Christ Gospel Apostolic Church in Kessinger and a former member of Oak Hill Pentecostal Church in Cub Run. She enjoyed her flowers, gardening, cooking, babysitting, and spending time with her family, especially her grandchildren. She enjoyed hard work all of her life. She is survived by 4 sons: Charles Thompson of Cub Run, Ralph J. Thompson and wife Reva of Cub Run, Ronnie Thompson and wife Jan of Munfordville, Levon Thompson and wife Kay of Munfordville, and 1 daughter, Shirley T. Huff, and husband Steve of Horse Cave. 11 grandchildren, 16 great-grandchildren, and 1 great-great-granddaughter. 3 sisters-in-law and several nieces, nephews, and cousins also survive. Funeral services for Thelma Childress Thompson will be held at 11 a.m. on Saturday, with burial to follow in the Oak Hill Cemetery in Cub Run. Visitation will begin at Wynn Funeral Home from 10 a.m. until 9 p.m. on Friday, and on Saturday from 8 a.m. until time of services. Michael Reed Poland, age 66, of Scottsville, passed away Monday at Greenview Regional Hospital in Bowling Green. The Tompkinsville native was a retired assistant pressman of R.R. Donnelly & Sons, gentleman farmer, and served in the U.S. Army National Guard during the Vietnam era. Michael Paul Poland, as he would say, loved living life on the old Glasgow road with the love of his life and a lap full of babies. He was the son of the late Reed Mars Poland and Ruth Hayes Poland. He is survived by his wife of 39 years, Tina Brooks Poland of Scottsville, twin sons Brooks Derek Poland and wife Sarah, and Michael Eric Poland and wife Kendra, all of Scottsville, one daughter Hannah Jo Poland of Bowling Green, three brothers Donald Poland of Jamestown, Gary Poland of Palm Beach Gardens, Florida, and Bobby Poland of Scottsville, two sisters Caroline Poland Bunch of Bowling Green and Ann Poland Crow of Murfreesboro, two grandchildren Carter Michael Poland and Grayson Riley Poland. Funeral services for Michael Reed Poland will be at 2 p.m. Saturday at the Goad Funeral Home, with Brother Chad Harston and Brother Robbie Calvert officiating and burial in the Crescent Hill Cemetery. Visitation will be from 11 a.m. until 8 p.m. Friday and after 7 a.m. Saturday until time of funeral at Goad Funeral Home. Shirley Fancher Irwin, age 80, of Glasgow, passed away Tuesday at the T.J. Sampson Community Hospital. She was the daughter of the late Sanford Ferguson and Katie Cawthorn Ferguson. She was a homemaker, retired from Metcalf Healthcare, and of the Baptist faith. Funeral services for Shirley Fancher Irwin will be held at 3 p.m. on Friday at the Butler Funeral Home in Edmonton, with burial in the Houck Cemetery. Visitation will be from 3 p.m. until 8 p.m. Thursday and after 9 a.m. Friday until time of service. She is survived by five sons: Dennis Fancher and wife Mary of Indianapolis, Joey Fancher of Glasgow, Chris Fancher of Edmonton, Scotty Fancher and wife Laura of Covington, and Ricky Irwin and wife Angie of Edmonton. Two daughters, Pam Fancher of Edmonton and Kim Fry and husband Bobby of Glasgow. Two sisters, Neil Flowers of Glasgow and Joyce Goodman of Elizabethtown. 15 grandchildren, Daniel Fancher, Julie Elliott, Vicky Thomas, Maxie Fancher, Joey Fancher, Jeff Fancher, Tiffany Wilkerson, Larry Froge, Jonathan Abston, Raven Abston, Michael Brooks, Michelle Irwin, Colton Irwin, Bradley Fry, and April Hook. Several great-grandchildren also survive. Besides her parents, she was preceded in death by her husbands, Maxie Fancher and Mickey Irwin, and two sons, Timmy Doodle and Dwight Fancher, a sister, Jenny Ferguson, and a brother, Lannis Ferguson. Again, funeral services for Shirley Fancher Irwin will be held at 3 o'clock on Friday at Butler Funeral Home in Edmonton, with burial in the Houck Cemetery. And again, visitation is from 3 until 8 p.m. Thursday and after 9 a.m. Friday at the funeral home. Robert Andrew Sarge Gower, age 88, of Glasgow, died Sunday at Signature Healthcare in Bowling Green. Mr. Gower had 20 years of service in the U.S. Army and served 3 tours of duty in Korea, and retired as an instructor for ROTC at WKU in Bowling Green. He was employed over 20 years with the U.S. Postal Service, where he was a postmaster. He was a popular high school and college umpire and official for baseball, football, and basketball. Survivors include his 4 children: Gene Taylor of Enterprise, Alabama, Barbara Galligan of Gainesville, Florida, Robert S. Bob Gower of Greensboro, and Tracy Haggard of Mesa, Arizona. His siblings, Audrey Sullivan and Peggy Cahill, Jimmy, Philip, and Paul Gower, all of Marlborough, Massachusetts, and 8 grandchildren, 3 great-grandchildren, 1 great-great-grandchild also survive. A memorial service for Robert Andrew Sarge Gower will be held at 1 p.m. Saturday at A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home. Visitation will be on Saturday from noon until 1 o'clock. Jeremiah Jewel Bush, age 18, of Canmer, passed away Friday in Upton. He was a 2018 graduate of Hart County High School, a caregiver, and a landscaper. He loved music and basketball. He is survived by his mother, Jennifer Wheeler, father, Jeremy Dwayne Bush, and wife, Becky, grandparents, Mamie and Jennifer Thomas, John and Robin Wheeler, and Grandma Kay Carmeletta Bush. Sisters Savannah Bush, Victoria Van Meter, and Shelby Puckett. Brothers Jason Trey Tatum and Jeremy Wayne Bush. Precious niece Naomi Fox. Uncles John Warren and wife Michelle and Charles Wheeler. Michael Weber, and aunts Stacy Lynn Sigler and Michelle Bush Carey. Funeral services for Jeremiah Jewel Bush will be at 1 p.m. Thursday at the Wynn Funeral Home, with burial to follow in the Northtown Cemetery. Visitation is in progress. Funeral services for Gladys Stewart, age 88, of Glasgow, will be at 2 p.m. Thursday at the A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home, with burial in the Glasgow Municipal Cemetery. Visitation will be Wednesday from 4 until 8 p.m. and on Thursday until time of service at the funeral home. Funeral services for Terry Lane Riddle will be at 1 p.m. Thursday at Butler Funeral Home in Edmonton, with burial in the Jesse Cemetery. Visitation will be from 5 until 8 p.m. tonight and after 9 a.m. Thursday until time of service at the funeral home. Funeral services for J.R. Wyatt, age 90, of Glasgow, will be at 11 a.m. Thursday at A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home with burial in the Glasgow Municipal Cemetery. Visitation will be from 4:30 until 7:30 p.m. this evening. Donations can be made in honor of J.R. and mailed to Hospice of Dayton. Funeral services for Charles Preston Thomas, age 87, of Glasgow, will be at 2 p.m. today at the A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home with burial in the Happy Valley Memorial Gardens. Funeral services for Ruby Smith Davidson Adams, age 67, of Burkesville, will be today at 11 a.m. in the Memory Chapel of Norris New Funeral Home. Burial will be in the Burkesville Cemetery. Funeral services for James Easton Cheney, age 93, of Hardyville, will be at 11 a.m. today in the Canmer Baptist Church with burial in the Pearl Webb Cemetery. Memorial gifts can be made to the Baptist Seminary of Kentucky in Georgetown or the Hart County Scholarship Alliance. Seago Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. Obituary information is available 24 hours a day, free online at WCLUradio.com. No login is necessary. Right now, 6:27 a.m., 74 degrees in downtown Glasgow.
Don't miss one of gospel music's favorite families reuniting to perform many of their #1 songs, the Spencer Family.
I'll never die. No, no, not I'll never die.
J.B., Barbara, Wade, and Kevin Spencer joining together for a special concert along with the Sneed family on Friday, August 10th at 7 o'clock. Tickets available at www.cavecityconventioncenter.com or call 270-773-3131. That's the Spencer Family Reunion and the Sneed Family at the Cave City Convention Center Friday, August 10th at 7 o'clock.
Glasgow Prescription Center is the culmination of my husband's professional career. When he took over GPC, he didn't want to be just good. He'd already done that. He wanted to be great. And I think his patients would agree that he's done just that. Could he get by with a smaller staff? Sure. The gift shop, the flower shop, delivery people, a brand new facility, none of those things are required to have a pharmacy, but that's why it's not just a good pharmacy, it's a great one. I'm really excited to see what Robert is going to do next because I know he's going to put his heart into it.
This is Bart Warren for the South Green Street Church of Christ. I invite you to live today in light of this. Let not your hearts be troubled. Believe in God, believe also in me. In my Father's house are many rooms. If it were not so, would I have told you that I go to prepare a place for you? And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again, and I will take you to myself, that where I am you may be also. And you know the way to where I'm going. Thomas said to him, Lord, we don't know where you're going. How can we know the way? Jesus said to him, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. If you had known me, you would have also known my Father. From now on, you do know him, and you've seen him. This is John chapter 14, verses 1 through 7.
All right, everybody, it is 6:30 now, and it's time to check our weather forecast. Let's hear from Ray Stajic at the Weather Channel and see what we're in store for the rest of this week.
The forecast not great for this hump day. Scattered showers and thunderstorms, not only this morning but into the afternoon hours, may have a tendency to lessen up a little bit later, 84. Overnight tonight, a stray shower thunderstorm is possible early, 67. And tomorrow, less coverage on the rainfall, but still not a zero chance of rain. A mix of clouds and sunshine, isolated showers and thunderstorms, 88. Friday, a nice dry day, cloud sun upper 80s. And the weekend, at least at this point, looks about 50-50. Saturday, cloud sun upper 80s. Sunday, a few thunderstorms possible with highs in the upper 80s. I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic from the Weather Channel on WCLU, your home for local.
And again, that patch of rain that is going to Bowling Green is missing us currently, as you can see on the downtown roof cam. Not a whole lot to worry about just yet. It's a kind of a beautiful, foggy sort of morning this morning here in downtown Glasgow. And the current conditions, 88% humidity, barometer's at 30.01, and no precipitation in the last 24 hours. And as a matter of fact, got my temperature is actually wrong there on, if you're watching on Channel 6. I need to update that because it's 75 now. We've risen 3 degrees since we've started the show this morning, and we're happy about that. Certainly, of course, yesterday was super, super hot. But that's okay. It is August, and school is getting kicked off. So we have a birthday list that's full of names already right now. But we'd love to see it get even fuller. So if you have a birthday, please give us a call here at 270-651-9149. That's 270-651-9149. And we'll be happy to get those birthdays on the air for you. And it looks like the phone is already going. So we'll take a quick break, and we'll get your Ralphie's Fun Center birthday list going here in just a moment.
Be the future face of Pedigo Lessenberry. Through expert analysis, we've confirmed their potential. With intense training, we've prepared them for any occurrence. We've taken their strengths and made them stronger. Now it's time to see what they're made of. Presenting the future face of ISU Pedigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Hello, I'm Jared Pursley. And I'm Daniel Bird. And we're more than prepared to serve you here at ISU Pedigo Lessenberry Insurance. Growing with a proud community since 1902.
Lessenberry.
All right, time for the birthday list. And if you're listening, one of y'all just called me. I could not find my pen. I do know the last name was Page. All right, but I didn't get the first name locked in my head before I found my ink pen. So call me back, and I will be sure and get the first name right for the Mr. Page who's having a birthday today. Just call me back right now. Won't be any trouble. I'll answer your call. Want to say happy birthday to Ethan McCoy, Crystal Wilson, also Tavana Elmore, Scotty Adwell, Bo Black. Also, we got Fred Duval, Monica Winchester, Ann Steenbergen with a birthday today, as well as Erica Nesbitt. Melissa Stevens has a birthday today. Also, Ashley Wyatt. She was in the 88 parade back in 88. She's having a birthday today. I have a birthday shout out for Macy McDaniel, who's 11. And Joan Hudspeth, who's having a birthday. And I bet you that's my birthday person right there. Let's go to the line. Good morning, WCLU.
Wes.
Yes.
It's Jerry Page, honey.
Jerry?
Uh-huh.
With a J.
Yeah.
All right, we got it now. I'm so sorry. I couldn't find my ink pen. I'm by myself today.
That's okay, honey.
Thank you. Bye-bye. So it was Jerry Page having a birthday today. Got that covered. Let's see, where were we? We got Shara Page, who's having a birthday as well. Cindy Hagan, Jan Cornwell, Drew Thompson. We've got Madeline Hale, Alexis Johnson. Karen Deckard is 59 today. Farron Pace is 59 today. And we have one gong so far, and that's Pastor Mike Turner, 60 today. That's right. So, because of that, it is, yes, you guessed it, it is Pastor Mike Turner Day on the radio today. So if you see Pastor Mike around town, be sure you pat him on the back and tell him he's good as gold from his friends here at WCLU and a little taste of Texas, where good friends meet for great food, and home for the best steaks in town. And of course, we'll be giving away a free meal to a little taste of Texas coming up this Friday. And so now Pastor Mike Turner, not only is he a good guy and turning 60 today, he's got his name in the hat for the free drawing to a little taste of Texas. We do that once a week. We have a lucky winner, and it could be Pastor Mike. We shall see. We want to say happy anniversary to a few people today. We want to say happy anniversary to Doug and Jackie Smith. All right, Doug and Jackie Smith. So hope you guys have a wonderful anniversary. And I do want to add here that online at WCLUradio.com, this person writes in, Mike is a great pastor. Can he be considered person of the day on August 8th? He's turning 60. And so they submitted that through the birthdays and anniversaries link at WCLUradio.com. We also have a separate link where you can submit a nomination for someone to be good as gold. Doesn't have to be their birthday. It could just be again, something like, hey, they're a great guy. We want them to be recognized for being a great guy or a great gal. 75 degrees now, 6:36. Want to give a shout out to some of the folks watching on Facebook Live this morning. Susan Nichols, Lee Whitty. My cousin Paul Biggers is watching from down in Nashville. Terry Pruitt. We got Kelly Summers watching this morning. Also Paulette Knuckles, Lana Hatcher. Linda Wells is on there. So, hey, we're having a good morning so far. And the phone keeps ringing. We may have some more birthdays for you. Good morning, Susan. And she says you sound more and more like your dad every day. Well, who better to sound like, right? Right now, 75 degrees. We'll take a quick break here on Good Morning Live.
Do It Center is Glasgow's only locally owned hardware store, and that means a lot to me. Lesenberry's has been in business for over 100 years. I walk in the store, they know who I am, and I get the help that I need. For me, Lesenberry's is the easiest place for me to shop, simply because it's a local family-owned business, and I feel comfortable when I'm there. And I'm glad there's still a place like that in Glasgow I can go to.
Hi, I'm Fred Parrish here at Parrish Carpet in Glasgow, Kentucky. My parents started this business over 50 years ago, so we know flooring here at Parrish Carpet. We have a large showroom and a big selection in stock. We do custom binding and we do free estimates. We've served a lot of people in the 50-plus years, and we'd like to thank each and every one of you. So if you have a flooring need, come see us at Parrish Carpet.
Growth begins with an idea. At the People's Bank, that idea is to give you the banking service you deserve. We carry out that idea in everything we do. In fact, it's become our motto, working for you. As that idea continues to grow, let us work for you at our new location, 1300 West Main Street, opening this summer. Let us be the place where your ideas begin, where you get the banking you deserve. Come grow with us. The People's Bank, working for you.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
The
but look
phone
out
is ringing
now.
off the wall because I didn't turn the microphone back on. It's hard doing this by yourself, Sam. You've got a radio broadcast, then you got a TV broadcast, and then you're trying to stream it and check on people on Facebook Live. I'm sorry about that. Okay, let's just to be fair to the folks who didn't hear it on Channel 6 or on EPB or on Facebook, again, we'll go run down that again. In 1918, all the telephone and telephone wires in the country were now in control by the government. Effective Wednesday night in 1918, 239 telephone companies in Kentucky, and now they're all under the jurisdiction of the government, kind of as a means, because President Woodrow Wilson says it's got to be that way. It's a matter of national security. All right? Is that pretty accurate there, Sam?
Yes.
Okay, and then we're skipping ahead to 1928, where the Kilgore property, which, as you mentioned, is a big portion of Grandview Avenue and a big portion of the Glasgow Municipal Cemetery, it was sold. It was sold for $20,000, bought by W.A. Lynn and J.M. Frazier, and several business lots were sold over on West Main end of that property, and the 2 cottages were purchased by Mr. B.F. Bradford for $37.50. So that gets us caught up to 28. Sorry about that, folks. I hate when I do stuff like that. And then 1938, we had, again, just a nice little trip. Back then, when folks went on a trip, they didn't have Facebook, so they put it in the newspaper. Because when you got back, you had a whole bunch of folks who had never been to some of these places. They wanted to hear about it. So how was your trip, Tell me more about it, because, people just didn't travel like they do now. And so that was Mr. and Mrs. Oscar Kinslow and Mr. and Mrs. Jack Kinslow, who went down south, starting for Chattanooga and making several sightseeing tour stops along the way. Now, that gets us caught up. Sorry about the folks there who didn't hear us on TV and on Channel 6 and on Facebook Live, but we are back. Now, this date in 1948, this is news out of Hiceville. So this is getting around your parts, Sam. You got Mr. and Miss Lawrence Miller and 2 children, Emmy Lou and Joe Brent, who visited Mr. and Mrs. J.R. Cowan and Mrs. W.D. Goff Sunday afternoon. Now, some of those names are very important in Hiceville history, because I know that Joe Brent, that must be the Joe Brent that ended up being married to the Straters. Is that right? Or
no,
not married, or
no Brent.
Huh?
No. Mr. and Mrs. Lawrence Miller would be more familiarly known in Glasgow as Dusty and Mose.
Okay.
And they were the parents of Emmy Lou Dickinson and her sister Jo Brent, who now lives in central Kentucky.
Okay.
And Dusty was the nephew of Mrs. Cowan and grandson of Mrs. Goff, who's mentioned there.
Okay. Well, it got me straightened out there, Sam. I was thinking I was a little smarter than I really am. But that's all right. Hello to Ann Knuckleshaw and Nathan Woodcock on Facebook Live. Now that we have audio and not just a picture of me that needed to shave this morning but didn't have time. All right. We'll skip ahead to the year 1958. Growth and Progress is the headline here, Sam. Glasgow's latest industrial business addition will be housed in the 60 by 100 foot concrete block building with the Bedford stone front, now under construction on the Kenneth Shirley lot on Bowling Green Road opposite Supreme Mills. The new building will house Hoover Lindsay's Brownsville Recappers and Goodrich Tire Distribution Agency. Whew. It's hard to do a 30-second ad for them, because 10 seconds of it is the name of the business. The establishment will employ several men and operate several trucks in this area. The firm is hopeful of getting into the new home in September. Folks that will remember Hoover Lindsay's Brownsville Recappers and Goodrich Tire Distribution Agency. Right there. You can tell me anything about that you know of?
Well, in later years it was Lindsay Tire, and then that evolved into BR Tire.
Okay. Gotcha. BR Tire still going today. Hello, Jimmy Bewley. How are you, sir? All right. I got 2 stories out of 1968, Sam. 2 quick ones here. The first one is Miss Patty Sparks, crowned Miss Barron County. Patty Sparks, I'm assuming she got married later in life?
More than likely.
But I don't know who she married or whether that's even relevant, because she was Miss Barron County, and that was quite a title. Then, a very, very beloved lady in this area, Dr. Christine Winston Snavely, was announced that she is now the president of the American Council of Women's Chiropractors. And
that was a great honor. And, 1968, Wes, was a banner year for Glasgow.
Really was.
We had Louis Nunn from Glasgow as our governor of Kentucky. We had Carol Nicely as the national president of TPA at that time.
Yeah.
Glasgow Scotties won the state basketball tournament in 1968, and then Dr. Christine is heading up the Women Chiropractors Association.
It's just amazing how so many things were good for Glasgow back then, and just the notoriety that Glasgow got back then. And, of course, I heard a whole lot about it over the course of my lifetime, just because of the fact that my grandfather was calling that state championship game, as he did all the state tournaments that he was around for. And, some of my dad's best memories come from being in a car, him and my Uncle Sam or somebody riding up and down the road to Lexington, going to a basketball game, It's I've heard about it all my life. So, was not around for that, and wasn't around for 1978 either, but I do know this. Mrs. Mary Cook was retiring as the Glasgow High School librarian, and Mrs. Bernice Brown is going to be replacing her. So, two very legendary names in education. 1978. Bernice Brown is the new librarian, and Mary Cook is retiring. What is it about librarians? They're always the nicest people. Maybe it's because they don't have to grade papers. What do you think?
Well, and they're very helpful.
They
helped a whole lot of us find things we needed in school, and both of those ladies were outstanding at what they did.
Mm-hmm. We'll skip another decade, 1988, where the 1988 American Angus Breeders' Futurity was held in Las Vegas and was dedicated to Kenny Haynes of Park City. How about that? Mm-hmm. That's pretty cool right there. The whole ceremony was dedicated to a guy from a place that used to be known as Glasgow Junction, some 30 years ago on this day. And then this day in 1998, we have Paul Bray has joined Floral Design at 201 Happy Valley Road. Owners are Vicky Foster and Needy Martin. Paul Bray at Floral Design on Happy Valley Road. I know Glenn Bray, his floral designer himself over at Caverna Florist. Is there any relationship there? Or is it just a coincidence?
There probably is, but both very talented gentlemen.
They are. And finally, Sam, to wrap up the archives for today, we have the year 2008, where Wanda Sexton, who was the administrator of Glenview Healthcare, was voted by her employees as Employee of the Year. Now, how about that? You vote, your boss is voted as Employee of the Year. How often does that happen?
What an honor.
It just goes to show you that you're very much respected by those who work under you. And so that's the archive, Sam. Can't believe we messed up the first 3 years there. Of course, I've been on vacation, and I was doing pretty good, mistake-free, running a TV and a radio broadcast at the same time by myself, answering the phones as well.
It will all be okay.
It's going to be fine. So I hope everybody's okay with me going back for about 30 years and just getting everybody caught up. So, Sam, that was fun, though. And as always, every time I'm around you, I learn something. It is the archives here on WCLU, brought to you by Joseph A. Wade Industrial Hardware Services on Industrial Drive. Because, Sam,
history stands the test of time.
I'll tell you what, I'll give it to you.
Yeah.
All right, Sam, enjoyed it. Thank you so much, sir. We'll talk to you again tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's Sam Terry, our local historian, and what a fine individual he is, getting us caught up on all that is history, local history. And that special thanks to Ray Green and Gail Berry and Sherry Wesley down there at the South Central Kentucky Cultural Center. That is a jewel that we often take for granted, but we should not, because we do have a wonderful history here, as Sam pointed out, the year 1968, all those things going good in Glasgow. And those aren't the only years that we had good things going on. But nonetheless, we like to go back and revisit, not only to remember the events, but to remember what the times were like, to remember that the phone systems weren't always under governmental control. Stuff like that, just 100 years ago on this day, were changing, and it just makes you think about where we come from and where we're going. It's the Archives here on WCLU. We'll take a quick break. We've got trivia coming up. We'll take a quick check of the weather forecast, and we'll be right back.
Check out the deals at Gilliard Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram.
Save big on summer adventure during our Jeep Celebration event. How about saving up to $5,800 off the factory MSRP on a new 2018 Jeep Grand Cherokee? Or choose up to $4,000 off the new 2018 Jeep Renegade. Now you can save up to $3,750 off on the newly redesigned 2019 Jeep Cherokee.
If car shopping makes you nervous, come to the home of legendary service.
TJ Sampson, providing TLC, Total Local Care, 24/7. My husband and I were both admitted to TJ Sampson. They were so good to us, and we will always go back to TJ, your local healthcare provider. Total Local Care, 24/7.
Why the name Fire Pit Spirits? Because your beverage of choice is meant to be enjoyed with good friends, celebrating life, happiness, or just the end of a hard week of work. And, as always, it's meant to be consumed responsibly. So, whatever you're celebrating, gather round your fire pit, because good times are made with the ones you choose to keep in your circle. Fire Pit Spirits. Best selection, best service, best friends.
The university scientists have long hypothesized, where does the magic man get his magic? The phenomenon that is the magic man is considered one of the great wonders of science. Truth be told, there is no science greater than magic. And that's why the mystery remains.
Hi, I'm Eddie Bruner, and yes, technically I am the magic man, but there's no magic to it. It's honesty, knowledge, and paying the best prices I can pay.
Glasgow Prescription Center is the culmination of my husband's professional career. When he took over GPC, he didn't want to be just good. He'd already done that. He wanted to be great. And I think his patients would agree that he's done just that. Could he get by with a smaller staff? Sure. The gift shop, the flower shop, delivery people, a brand new facility, none of those things are required to have a pharmacy, but that's why it's not just a good pharmacy, it's a great one. I'm really excited to see what Robert is going to do next, because I know he's going to put his heart into it.
All right, we need to get a couple of names added to our birthday list. The ones that we didn't mention before were Betty Jo Myers. That's our sports director, Joe Myers' grandmother. So happy birthday to Betty Jo Myers. And Macy McDaniels, her Mimi, and Paul, Donita Runyon, have she's on Facebook Live, and she's submitting those birthdays via the comments section, which you can always do on our Facebook Live broadcast. And so there you go. Looks like we've got another one coming in here right now. Let's go ahead and take that call. Good morning, WCLU. And they're just getting primed up for trivia, which is coming up soon. But first, the weather forecast here on WCLU. Here's staff meteorologist Ray Stajic.
A forecast not great for this hump day. Scattered showers and thunderstorms, not only this morning, but into the afternoon hours. May have a tendency to lessen up a little bit later, 84. Overnight tonight, a stray shower thunderstorm is possible early, 67. And tomorrow, less coverage on the rainfall, but still not a zero chance of rain. A mix of clouds and sunshine, isolated showers and thunderstorms, 88. Friday, a nice dry day, clouds, sun, upper 80s. And the weekend, at least at this point, looks about 50-50. Saturday, clouds, sun, upper 80s. Sunday, a few thunderstorms possible with highs in the upper 80s. I'm meteorologist Ray Stichick from the Weather Channel on WCLU, your home for local.
Thank you, Ray. Right now, we're at 75 degrees in downtown Glasgow. We just had one more birthday called in. That was Donald Emerson. So happy birthday to Donald Emerson. And coming up, we've got your Dagos and Garcia's trivia next.
South Central Bank is a locally owned bank that cares about you and our community, too.
My name's Roger Mercer. My wife and I, Terry, own Southern Kentucky Collision here in Glasgow. It's a collision repair center. We've been dealing with South Central Bank for probably 23, 24 years. They've always been good to us, our hometown bank. South Central Bank has been a really big part of our business as far as the growth. They've been there for us when we needed to borrow money to grow, and we appreciate that very much from South Central Bank.
South Central Bank, small enough to know you, big enough to help. Member FDIC.
Be the future face of Pedigo Lessenberry. Through expert analysis, we've confirmed their potential. With intense training, we've prepared them for any occurrence. We've taken their strengths and made them stronger. Now it's time to see what they're made of. Presenting the future face of ISU Pedigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Hello, I'm Jared Pursley. And I'm Daniel Bird. And we're more than prepared to serve you here at ISU Pedigo Lessenberry Insurance, growing with a proud community since 1902.
Lessenberry Do-It Center is Glasgow's only locally owned hardware store, and that means a lot to me. Lessenberry's has been in business for over 100 years. I walk in the store, they know who I am, and I get the help that I need. For me, Lessenberry's is the easiest place for me to shop, simply because it's a local, family-owned business, and I feel comfortable when I'm there. And I'm glad there's still a place like that in Glasgow I can go to.
Hi.
Hey everybody, this is Earn Dog. I want to remind you all about the easiest way to remember where to find your next home or business. Just go to GlasgowKYHomes.com. That's where you'll find the complete listing of property available from Glasgow's Realty and Auction. Randy Gibbons, principal broker, is a personal friend, and I can assure you that he and Tara Vincent will treat you right. Located on the square in Glasgow, that's Glasgow Realty and Auction. Call 651-SOLD, and remember, GlasgowKYHomes.com.
Congratulations. Are you excited about the new job?
Yes, but I don't know what to do with my 401k.
That's a big decision. As a Modern Woodman financial representative, I can explain your options and help you to make the best choice. I'm Anthony Mike. Call me today at 427-6807.
Get to know your local Modern Woodman representative to plan for your financial future and learn about valuable member benefits. Modern Woodman of America. Touching lives, securing futures. Securities offered through MWA Financial Services, Inc., a wholly owned subsidiary of Modern Woodman of America.
The phone lines are open. 270-651-9149 is the number to call. Let's ask today's Dago's Grill and Garcia's Grill trivia question for today. What color was Sesame Street's Oscar the Grouch originally? Again, the character from the show Sesame Street has a character named Oscar the Grouch. I want to know what color he originally was when the show first began. 270-651-9149. We'll go to the phone lines now. Hello, trivia.
Green.
It's not green. He's green now. So there you go. It's not green. That's the trick part of the question is what color was he originally? Trivia.
Purple.
Not purple. What color was Sesame Street's Oscar the Grouch originally? 270-651-9149. Hello, trivia.
He was orange.
That is correct. Who am I speaking with?
Anthony.
Anthony
Bennett.
Say what?
Anthony Bennett.
Hey, Anthony, how are you?
I'm all right. How are you?
You're not like Tony Bennett, like the singer, are you?
No.
Okay.
No, nowhere close to that.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. Armando down there at Garcia's Grill and at Dago's Grill can flat out sing some of that good old kind of classic music. He can really do Sinatra. So when you go down there, tell him, say, could you sing me a line?
I'll do that. Tell him Wes told me to ask you.
That's right. That's right. Now, here's the deal. You get a $5 coupon. You got to come in here to get it, unless you just need us to mail it to you. If so, call back after 8 o'clock, and Nellie can do that. But here's the thing. You get $5. You get to spend it in either one. So you can go in there. $5 goes a long way towards a delicious meal at either restaurant, Dago's or Garcia's. They're owned by the same people. Some of the finest people you ever meet, Armando and Mary Saul and the whole crew over there. They're great. So, Anthony, now, were you around for the original Oscar the Grouch, or did you just know that?
Well, I just knew that. I may have been. I don't know how long he's been green, but of course I'm 38, so I don't know how long he's not been orange.
Yeah. Well, and his counterpart, Kermit the Frog, would tell you it's not easy being green.
No, that's true.
Perhaps that's why he's so grouchy. But I've actually gotten to meet Oscar the Grouch twice in my life. I've got a 2-year-old son, and both years that he's been alive, we've taken him to Louisville to see Sesame Street live.
Yeah.
And he's just as grouchy in person as he is on TV. All right, Anthony, I've got you on the winners list. You're the first name today. Appreciate you listening, okay?
Yes, sir.
Take care and have a great day.
Bye-bye.
Anthony Bennett, ladies and gentlemen, our trivia winner for today. That's right, Oscar Grouch. He was orange. That's trivia brought to you by Dago's Grill and Garcia's Grill right here in Glasgow.
For an intimate setting with family and friends, everyone knows the place to go in Glasgow is Garcia's Grill. But did you know about Digo's Place? It's next to the TJ Health Pavilion in the former Plum Yum location. Also owned by Armando and family at Garcia's Grill. When you're talking Mexican food, it's all about the ingredients, and Armando uses only the best ingredients at both Garcia's and Digo's Place. The difference is, Digo's Place is a little more casual, and you also get to pick your sauces, cheeses, herbs, and spices. So if you've never tried Digo's Place, you'll love the authentic Mexican flavors made with the finest ingredients. That's Digo's Place, owned and operated by the same folks at Garcia's Grill.
Barron County Business Supply. For all your home office, business, and school supply needs. They've just received another truckload of high-quality scratch and dent furniture at incredible savings. Chairs, desks, cabinets, more savings and more selection from Barron County Business Supply. Free next-day delivery to anywhere in South Central Kentucky. There's several ways to place your order. Visit their website online at bcbsupply.com. Call toll-free at 1-866-9-BARRON. Barron County Business Supply, the area's #1 supplier of office products.
CBS News Update. A party at Troy Balderson's headquarters in Newark, Ohio, after a preliminary count shows the Republican leading Democrat Danny O'Connor by just 1,700 votes.
America is on the right path, and we're going to keep it going that way.
There are 8,000 ballots outstanding, which means the special congressional election could go either way. CBS's Mola Lengi says that is unusual.
The suburban area just north and east of Columbus has sent a Republican to Congress for 35 years. In 2016, President Trump won the 12th district by 11 points, but O'Connor is confident he can usher in a blue wave.
They gerrymandered and carved up a district to favor the establishment, but you know what? They never saw you coming.
Mr. Trump backed Balderson. In Missouri, a white prosecutor who headed up the investigation into the fatal police shooting of Michael Brown has lost a primary challenge to a black councilman from...
This is WCLU Glasgow, WCLU FM Unfordville, W253BN Glasgow. Services of Royce Radio Incorporated.
I'm Jared Pursley. And I'm Daniel Bird. As recent history tells us, disasters can happen. It's impossible to prepare for everything, but it is possible to prepare for what happens next. And that's where we come in. At ISU Pettigo Lessenberry Insurance Agency, we can provide you with many options as an independent agency. And it's our job to make sure you know about all the what-ifs so that your policy has you prepared for what happens next. So just ask us. We'd be honored that you did. Just give us a call at 651-8837. We're ISU Pettigo Lessenberry Insurance Agency, growing with a proud community since 1902.
Bailey Gibson, them a deal-making, hand-shaking, wheel-turning, hard-working dealer.
In life, mistakes happen. Dad dropped his flip phone in the lake. We all had to laugh, but guess what? He bought another flip phone. Got just what he wanted. You should too. Don't make a mistake by going to a dealer who doesn't put you and your needs first. Don't let your needs and dreams sink to the bottom. Snag a great deal at Bailey Gibson.
Come on, call my dandy's new flip phone.
For WCLU Local News, I'm Wes Royce reporting, and methamphetamine is definitely the word of the week when it comes to local law enforcement, as we have several arrests, including methamphetamine arrests. Yesterday, the Glasgow Police Department conducted a traffic stop on NL Rogers Wells Boulevard for a vehicle without an illuminated rear license plate. During the stop, Officer Clark noticed a subject in the back seat identified as William Milby, and he had prior knowledge that he had an active bench warrant for his arrest, and it was confirmed that he had 2 warrants. Officer Clark located a syringe, 2 glass pipes, and methamphetamine. William Milby, age 43, of Hart County, was arrested and charged with possession of a controlled substance, first-degree, first offense methamphetamine, and possession of drug paraphernalia. The drug arrest was made by Officer Jonathan Clark. Also, on Tuesday, the Glasgow Police Department conducted a traffic stop on South Green Street. Officer Michael Bergen made contact with the driver Richie Lawson and confirmed that his operator license was suspended. Officer Bergen located a syringe and small baggie containing a white powdery substance. Richie Lawson, age 31, of Burkesville, was arrested and charged with driving on a DUI suspended license, first offense, and possession of drug paraphernalia, possession of controlled substance, first degree, first offense, drug unspecified, and tampering with physical evidence. The arrest was made by Officer Michael Bergen, and he was assisted by Officer Jonathan Clark. Also Sunday, the Glasgow Police Department conducted a traffic stop at Donnelly Drive and made contact with the driver and received consent to search of the vehicle. While officers were conducting the search, Ashley Vaughn admitted to officers that she had methamphetamine inside her purse. Officers located methamphetamine, 3 needles, and other drug paraphernalia. Ashley Vaughn, age 23, of Glasgow, was arrested and charged with possession of controlled substance, first degree, first offense methamphetamine, and possession of drug paraphernalia. The arrest was made by Sergeant Jesse Barton and assisted by Officer Tommy Corbin. And then on Friday, the Glasgow Police Department conducted a traffic stop at North Ray Street and made contact with driver and Officer Houchins, explained to him that he had detected the odor of marijuana coming from the vehicle as he approached it. Officer Houchins had all subjects to exit the vehicle while he and Officer Bergen searched the vehicle. During the search, officers located methamphetamine, hydrocodone, rolling papers, and marijuana. Misty Davis, age 24, of Glasgow, was arrested and charged with possession of marijuana, possession of a controlled substance, first degree, first offense methamphetamine, possession of controlled substance, first degree, first offense drug unspecified, and possession of drug paraphernalia. The arrest was made by Officer Nick Houchins, and he was assisted by Officer Michael Bergen. More local news and better news coming from the Glasgow Police Department right after this. Stay tuned here on Good Morning Live.
I'm Fred Parrish here at Parrish Carpet in Glasgow, Kentucky. My parents started this business over 50 years ago, so we know flooring here at Parrish Carpet. We have a large showroom and a big selection in stock. We do custom binding and we do free estimates. We've served a lot of people in the 50+ years, and we'd like to thank each and every one of you. So if you have a flooring need, come see us at Parrish Carpet.
Growth begins with an idea. At the People's Bank, that idea is to give you the banking service you deserve. We carry out that idea in everything we do. In fact, it's become our motto, working for you. As that idea continues to grow, let us work for you at our new location, 1300 West Main Street, opening this summer. Let us be the place where your ideas begin, where you get the banking you deserve. Come grow with us. The People's Bank, working for you.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Check out the deals at Gilliard Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram.
Save big on summer adventure during our Jeep Celebration event. How about saving up to $5,800 off the factory MSRP on a new 2018 Jeep Grand Cherokee? Or choose up to $4,000 off the new 2018 Jeep Renegade. Now you can save up to $3,750 off on the newly redesigned 2019 Jeep Cherokee.
If car shopping makes you nervous, come to the home of legendary service.
In more local news at this hour, the Glasgow Police Department is pleased to announce that they have received their certificate of accreditation. This certificate of accreditation has been fulfilled after all these standards are established by the Kentucky Association's Chief of Police. Accredited departments benefit from the use of consistent and proven procedures, clearly outlined policies, and effective practices. In addition, accreditation serves to create a feeling of confidence throughout the community that their police department recognizes the importance of establishing and maintaining a high degree of effectiveness and professionalism as possible. Accepting the award for the Glasgow Police Department is Glasgow Mayor Dick Doty, Sergeant Terry Flatt, and Major Eddie Lindsay. This is the fourth time the department has received this certificate, as it is good for a period of 4 years. Also at the ceremony, Glasgow Police Chief Guy Howey was sworn in as Sergeant-at-Arms at the Kentucky Association of Chiefs of Police. Congratulations to the Glasgow Police Department. Some traffic advisory news here. Contract crews will be continuing work today and tonight toward completing the bridge along I-65 widening project by setting the bridge beams over the Nolin River. This work will require closure of the southbound right lane at the Glendale exit. That's exit 86, beginning at 7 o'clock tonight. Motorists will be able to access exit 86, but will not be able to re-enter I-65 southbound. In order to do so, motorists will have to travel US 31W to Kentucky 84 and re-enter I-65 at the Sonora interchange. The left lane traffic will go through and will not be affected. Motorists must make a lane decision before the interchange. Lane traffic will go through and not be affected, but you need to make your lane decision before reaching exit 91. So again, if you're coming from Elizabethtown, before you get to exit 91, you need to decide if you're going to continue to go through in the left lane, or if you need to get off at Glendale, you need to do so at 86, knowing that you can't get back on 65 southbound until you get down to Sonora. Also, the Glasgow-Barron County Chamber of Commerce is excited to announce a groundbreaking, which is going to take place Friday at Federal Mogul. That's located at 20 Aberdeen Drive. That's Friday, 8 a.m., a groundbreaking at Federal Mogul. For WCLU Local News, I'm Wes Royce reporting. Coming up next, it is Kentucky News Network.
From the Kentucky News Network, I'm Jaleesa Chapman. Federal authorities are still in Adair County this Wednesday searching for a man accused of threatening to kill the president and a local war hero. The FBI is searching for 27-year-old Sean Christie of Pennsylvania after making death threats towards Medal of Honor recipient Dakota Meyer of Adair County. Campbell County Police are on the lookout for a man who led a multi-state chase in a stolen semi. Detectives say the man stole the rig Tuesday morning and loaded it with the stolen lawn equipment before leading police on a chase along U.S. Route 27. That chase ended when the suspect rammed a police cruiser with the truck and fled on foot. No injuries were reported. The leaders of some Kentucky nonprofits are not happy with the state's new 6% service tax.
On July 1st, a new law went into effect increasing the number of new services for which providers will be required to charge sales tax. This comes quickly on the heels of a state Supreme Court decision stating that nonprofit organizations are exempt only from property tax. Lexington fundraiser Stuart Perry tells WKYT it's going to hurt charities.
Nonprofits are on the charity of people's heart, the heart tugs. They don't much care to pay the government when they're doing it. It doesn't make sense.
Legislative leaders say their tax reform never intended to include taxing nonprofits. House Speaker David Osborne has pre-filed a bill to exempt nonprofits from paying taxes on admission tickets, but it will be next year before lawmakers can address it. I'm Suzanne Duval.
And Papa John's was struggling to sell pizzas even before its founder's controversial comments. CEO Steve Ritchie.
Our North America comp sales were down 6.1% to consumer and brand sentiment challenges that have carried over since the November 2017 earnings call.
Founder John Schnatter was removed as the face of the pizza chain after admitting to using a racial slur during a conference call. I'm Jaleesa Chapman.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
Did you know that last year in Kentucky there were over 9,000 crashes involving semi-trucks, resulting in 93 deaths? It's time we all take responsibility on the highways and share the roads safely with each other. Kentucky State Police will be looking for aggressive cars and trucks on the highways. If you are tailgating a big truck or cut a truck off, you may receive a ticket. Please, drive like your life depends on it. Because it does.
It's the summer travel season. To raise awareness of traffic laws and to encourage safe driving habits, state and local law enforcement are out in force during the Blue Lights Across the Bluegrass campaign. The goal is not to write tickets, but to save lives. Don't speed, don't drive impaired or distracted, and always wear your seatbelt. Obey the laws, or you will be cited. No exceptions, no excuses. Paid with federal funds through the Kentucky Office of Highway Safety.
TJ Sampson, providing TLC, Total Local Care, 24/7. My husband and I were both admitted to TJ Sampson. They were so good to us, and we will always go back to TJ, your local health care provider. Total Local Care, 24/7.
Why the name Fire Pit Spirits? Because your beverage of choice is meant to be enjoyed with good friends, celebrating life, happiness, or just the end of a hard week of work. And, as always, it's meant to be consumed responsibly. So, whatever you're celebrating, gather round your fire pit, because good times are made with the ones you choose to keep in your circle. Fire Pit Spirits. Best selection, best service, best friends.
The university scientists have long hypothesized, where does the magic man get his magic? The phenomenon that is the magic man is considered one of the great wonders of science. Truth be told, there is no science greater than magic. And that's why the mystery remains.
Hi, I'm Eddie Bruner, and yes, technically I am the magic man, but there's no magic to it. It's honesty, knowledge, and paying the best prices.
All right, we are back, and we're going to have a look at your weather forecast. This weather forecast is brought to you by Peggy Tuck Edwards, professional caregiver and referral services, and we'll take a look at our constant coverage in-studio radar and see where we're heading this morning. Here's your weather forecast. The following weather forecast is brought to you by Peggy Tuck Edwards and Private Caregiver and Referral Services. When roles reverse in your later years, when child becomes caretaker and the needs of the parent become most important, it's comforting to know that there's help along the way. Peggy Tuck Edwards would like for you to be informed about Private Caregiver and Referral Services, because sometimes our elders just need a little company and companionship. It's our duty to see that those needs are met, whether in the home or in an assisted living or nursing home facility. Peggy and her network of compassionate caregivers are ready to meet you and your loved one's needs. Call 270-670-7062.
A forecast not great for this hump day. Scattered showers and thunderstorms, not only this morning but into the afternoon hours, may have a tendency to lessen up a little bit later, 84. Overnight tonight, a stray shower thunderstorm is possible early, 67. And tomorrow, less coverage on the rainfall, but still not a zero chance of rain. A mix of clouds and sunshine, isolated showers and thunderstorms, 88. Friday, a nice dry day, cloud, sun, upper 80s. And the weekend, at least at this point, looks about 50-50. Saturday, cloud, sun, upper 80s. Sunday, a few thunderstorms possible with highs in the upper 80s. I'm meteorologist Ray Stitchick from the Weather Channel on WCLU, your home for local.
Thank you, Ray. Now let's take a look at the constant coverage in-studio radar screen where, as you can see, that rain just keeps moving further north from us. Really not a whole lot to worry about this morning. But let's see if we can't zoom out on the radar screen here. And okay, so it appears over in Paducah they're getting a little bit there. Let's zoom out just a touch. Because as you can see, what's right down there in, gosh, I can't even hardly read that. Well, it's down on the Tennessee line right now, Tennessee and Kentucky line, making its way northeast. That's the stuff we got to be worried about. That's the stuff that's coming a little bit after lunch today. So current conditions right now, we are at, 88% humidity. Winds are calm, but again, those are going to get up to around 8 to 11 miles an hour later on this afternoon. So do want to keep in mind there is going to be a little bit of rain for you, and then also the barometer is at 30.01. So that gets you caught up on the current conditions. Next, we're going to hear the good word for Brother Danny Wyatt, and when we come back, we'll have our next check of the birthday shout-outs as well as tidbit news. And today is Women Wednesday for your ride to work. As far as the music is concerned, we want to get you going, headed in the right direction, and on Wednesdays, we want all female artists. So we'll take a quick break. You can call me with a request if you have one. I'll try to play it if possible. Again, Women Wednesdays. If you got a female artist you want to hear, call me up. We'll see if we can't get them on the radio for you for your drive to work. Right now, 723, 75 degrees in downtown Glasgow.
Good morning, friends. As I watch the seasons change from one to another and gently mark the passing of time, I'm reminded that our lives here on earth are much the same. We are moving through a cycle of life from the springtime of youth to the winter of old age and finally death. Throughout this passage, each of us will have experienced joys, heartaches, laughter, tears, gain, and loss. These are all common to all people. How we handle each of these circumstances during our time is of extreme importance. In fact, how we have handled, do handle, and will handle the circumstances of our days is far more important than the circumstances themselves. It is by this that our lives will be measured. For each of us, today is all we have. There's no promise of tomorrow. If we are constantly looking back to what we call the good old days and longing for their return, or if we are continually wishing for a better tomorrow, then we may have wasted today with all of its opportunities. We cannot change the past, and so it is folly to grieve for it or spend undue time in nostalgic wishing for its return. The future is yet to be, and so we do not know what we shall be handed by that season of life. The great question is, what shall be done with today? In the end, no one will remember what your circumstances were, but they will remember how you handled them. This is Danny White for the Refuge Church of Christ.
It's fast approaching that time of year with school starting on August the 8th. Transportation is off to a great start this year. We have a full driving staff, and we also have a good lineup of substitute drivers, but would always like more in our transportation family. So anyone in our listening area who would like to apply, please go to our school website at barron.kyschools.us and go to job postings for substitute bus drivers. This is the best part-time job you would ever want. With school starting up, someone will eventually meet a school bus loading or unloading a student. Please, when you see a bus driver activating his big yellows, be prepared to stop your vehicle. And please stay off your cell phone. It could mean a child's life. If anyone sees a vehicle running stop arms, please notify our local law enforcement with a description and a license plate number. We're not after folks to find them, but to keep our students safe all year. Also, our back-to-school bashes will begin the first 2 weeks of August, and all our drivers will be there to introduce themselves and give pickup and drop-off information to parents and guardians. We will have all this information as well as safety tips for our parents on our Barron County Schools website. So let's all have a safe rest of the summer and see you on August the 8th.
Thank you, Chip. You know, today is the first day of school for Barron County Schools, and let's just keep safety top of mind today. It's always a hectic time in the mornings trying to get to where you're going, but really they've got some good information for you there as far as ways to get prepared early, to have your things ready. And of course, Sheriff Kent Keene, brought that up last week. And so there you go. Speaking of school, I was reading the agenda for the Caverna School Board meeting that's going to be in a couple of days. They have a shortage of substitute teachers, so I'm not sure the requirements for that. That's something we're going to look into here in the news department coming up. But right now, we're going to give birthday shout-outs. Birthdays are, as always, brought to you by Ralphie's Fun Center.
When was the last time you got your Ralphie on? What's getting your Ralphie on, you ask? When you're winning prizes and lighting up the score in the arcade, you're getting your Ralphie on. When you're dancing under the lights on roller skates, you've turned on your inner Ralphies. When you bring your coworkers to bowl in the business league, your office staff has clocked in on Ralphie's time. If you suffer from symptoms such as lack of fun, feeling bored, if you get frequent urges to act like it's your birthday, or if you're just not smiling enough, you need to go to Ralphie's. That's Ralphie's Fun Center in Glasgow. A great place for any party, event, field trip, or church group. Get your Ralphie on.
All right, shout-outs, birthdays, here we go. We'll start from the bottom and work our way up. Want to say happy birthday to Donald Emerson. Macy McDaniel, happy birthday to you from your Mimi and Paw Paw. Our number one fans over there on Facebook, Miss Donnie Runyon called that in. And our sports director, Joe Myers' grandmother's birthday today. That's Betty Joe Myers. So happy birthday to you, Betty Joe. And I know Joe wishes you a happy birthday from the bottom of his heart as well. Jerry Page with the birthday, along with Ethan McCoy, Crystal Wilson, Tavana Elmore, Scotty Adwell, Bo Black, Fred Duval, Monica Winchester, Ann Steenbergen, Erica Nesbitt. We had a few people call in your birthday today, so happy birthday to you, Erica. Also, Melissa Stevens with the birthday. We have Ashley White having a birthday today. She was in the 88 parade back in 88. Pretty cool stuff there. Also, Pastor Mike Turner is 60 today. Pastor Mike, you get the gong, sir. The big 6-0 gong for Pastor Mike Turner. And we are actually patting on the back by special request, Pastor Mike Turner today. If you see Mike around town, be sure you pat him on the back. Tell him he's good as gold from his friends here at WCLU and a little taste of Texas, where good friends meet for great food and home for the best steaks in town. So now Mike's name is going to go in the drawing along with Glenda Cox from yesterday and Valerie Williams from Monday. And we've got two more names, so a 20% odds for this week, as it is every week. Cindy Hagan with a birthday today. Also, we've got Joan Hudspeth. We've got Shara Page, Jan Cornwell, Drew Thompson, Madeline Hale, Alexis Johnson with a birthday, and Karen Deckard is having a birthday. She's 1 year away from that 60 gong we just gave Mike, and then Farron Pace is in the same boat, 59 today. And so there you go. Also, we've got Doug and Jackie Smith celebrating anniversaries today, 38 years. That's your birthday and anniversary shout-outs here on WCLU, brought to you by Ralphie's Fun Center. I'm going to give some Facebook shout-outs. We've got Ben Booker watching, Anthony Myatt, Deb Moore's watching from over in Hindman, Kentucky, and Ben Wells is watching with us as well. Good morning, Ben. Hope everything's going well in your world. Our world is just fine. Right now we're at 75 degrees in downtown Glasgow. It is 7:29. When we come back, we're going to have Tidbit News, and then the rest of the 8 o'clock hour, it's songs you request by females. If you don't request, I've got them all picked out anyway, but if you got one specific you want to hear it, let us know.
Glasgow Prescription Center is the culmination of my husband's professional career. When he took over GPC, he didn't want to be just good. He'd already done that. He wanted to be great. And I think his patients would agree that he's done just that. Could he get by with a smaller staff? Sure. The gift shop, the flower shop, delivery people, a brand new facility, none of those things are required to have a pharmacy, but that's why it's not just a good pharmacy, it's a great one. I'm really excited to see what Robert is going to do next because I know he's going to put his heart into it.
Be the future face of Pedigo Lessenberry. Through expert analysis, we've confirmed their potential. With intense training, we've prepared them for any occurrence. We've taken their strengths and made them stronger. Now it's time to see what they're made of. Presenting the future face of ISU Pedigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Hello, I'm Jared Pursley. And I'm Daniel Bird. And we're more than prepared to serve you here at ISU Pedigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Growing with a proud community since 1902.
Interest on your money.
Qualifications must be met each statement cycle to earn premium interest rates. Required minimum opening deposit of $100. Interest earned, compounded, and paid monthly. Interest rate is subject to change. Must be a Kentucky or Tennessee resident. One account per Social Security number. Member FDIC.
Are you looking for a new career or maybe just part-time work? Ahead Staffing in Glasgow and Bowling Green can help make that happen. They're now taking applications for immediate job openings in the manufacturing and food production industry with competitive pay and benefits. The job market is in high demand for new employees. So whether you're looking for a full-time or part-time job, go see Ahead Staffing in Glasgow or Bowling Green and get started on a path to your own fulfilling career. You must be able to pass a drug test and you will be subject to a background check. Call 270-904-3777 in Bowling Green, or in Glasgow, call 270-361-5119 to learn more. Or you can always go to aheadstaffingbg.com. With so many opportunities available, see why Ahead Staffing is the place so many in Southern Kentucky have chosen to help find the right job for them. And don't forget to visit aheadstaffingbg.com.
from the north, south, east, west, NEWS. Here's the latest news.
It is Tidbit News here on WCLU. It's it's interesting. This story almost made it. It almost made it into the regular news because this story is out of Kentucky. But I thought, you know what? I'll just save it for the Tidbit News. And again, my father-in-law, Dr. Gerald Combs, is watching over there in Knott County, Kentucky. Doc Combs on the radio over there. Good fella. Lucky to have him in my life. All right, this story is out of Mount Vernon. Police say a Kentucky woman became frustrated while waiting for a ride from the hospital. So what did she do? Well, she drove off in a running ambulance. Okay. This is Mount Vernon Police Chief Brian Carter telling WYMT News that 51-year-old Pamela Cash became impatient waiting for her relatives at Rockcastle County Hospital on Monday morning. So nearby was an ambulance left running as hospital staff prepared a patient for transport. So Cash got in and drove off. She drove about 3 miles to the Christian Appalachian Project, where an employee, Jenny King, says she saw Cash looking into parked cars, but she was very welcomed, and the employees had compassion for her. She was arrested on criminal charges of criminal mischief and theft by unlawful taking over $10,000. She declined to talk to the news sources there at WYMT. But, you know, they say patience is a virtue. You know, sometimes you just got to go. Sometimes you got to grab an ambulance and drive off. It's like that video game that used to play. Or the job is to, like, steal stuff and, I don't know, get money. I forget. Grand Theft Auto, I think's what it was called. That's kind of like the real-life deal there up in Mount Vernon. I thought that was pretty funny. It almost made it into the regular news, but I thought, you know, that's a tidbit-worthy story right there. All right. Here's this headline, okay? Increasingly desperate mom posts bizarre request to borrow an orange cat. But there's a very sweet reason why. She put up a bizarre poster in the local neighborhood asking to borrow an orange moggy, but it turns out it was for a really cute cause. We've all spotted posters from someone in the neighborhood who's lost their cat and needs help finding it. However, you rarely, if ever, see posters for someone who needs to borrow a cat, even if only for a short while. But this week, a bizarre and very specific request came from an increasingly desperate mom asking for exactly that. It went viral on Reddit. It says, wanted to borrow an orange cat for 24 to 48 hours to have a lasagna dinner with Garfield, loving 4-year-old and 2-year-old children. We will return the cat happy and cared for. The cat will not be required to eat lasagna if indicated. Please, no feral cats, and please take your cat back at the end, not looking to adopt. It says, thank you, P.S., an increasingly desperate but not crazy mom of 2 with no friends that own orange cats. How funny is that? You got kids who they want Garfield. They want to have a lasagna dinner with Garfield just like on the cartoons, and that mom is going to make it happen. How cool is that? So she's putting out posters, and again, this went viral because that is just too funny and too cute at the same time. I don't know. I just think it's hilarious. That's why I wanted to bring that one up for you today. Good morning, Casey Lau, Pam Gold, and Brother Dale Copus. Good morning, he says to everyone. Brother Dale does a great job preaching on Sundays here for Dover Baptist Church. And also, we've got another story. This is from UPI. UPI has given us some gems lately. All right, so let me preface this. There's this stupid thing, and I'll say it's stupid, but I mean, it's fun, I guess. I'm just, with these things that happen on the internet, I get tired of them. Because you see one, you've seen them all. And it's the Kiki Challenge. So some of our younger audience members may know, but some of the folks watching on Facebook Live, you know, just say yes if you know what the Kiki Challenge is. Or In My Feelings Challenge. That's what it's more commonly known as. And I just want to thank this police department in California for stopping another Kiki Challenge or In My Feelings Challenge. Basically what it is like you're in a moving vehicle, and then the passenger gets out, and they dance with the door open, walking with the car that's moving at about 1 mile an hour, doing this dance to this song called In My Feelings. And I don't know how this got started, but it's silly, and it's dangerous. It's also known as the In My Feelings Challenge, involving occupants of a moving vehicle getting out and dancing in the road to Drake's In My Feelings. But here's what happens. The Madera Police Department shared the dashcam video of an officer pulling up behind an SUV attempting to challenge, with occupants quickly jumping back into the vehicle when they spotted the patrol car. Fortunately, nobody was injured, and they've all seen the viral videos of this said challenge. A number of the ones that actually go viral are the ones where somebody actually gets injured or a driverless vehicle causes a collision, which is not funny for something to go on Instagram or Facebook. You know, there's a time and a place for everything. And you know what? I just think that I'm glad that is done. I wish Aaron was here this morning to talk about it, because I know. But he's got his first day of his senior year, so y'all give Aaron some love this morning. Aaron Russell. He got his first day of his senior year of high school, and we'll hope it's a great year. So, having said that, as I said, it's Women's Wednesday, and we're playing music by female artists, and we're taking requests on those. We're going to kick things off with a request we just got before Tidbit News for Dolly Parton's 9 to 5.
Tumble out of bed and I stumble to the kitchen, pour myself